Dropping Thomas off at the batting cages. And we're so close out here, I'm headed to, dun-da-dun, it's time for Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton is on sale, but the problem is I don't love to work with cotton. With all of this, I love this yarn. None of it's on sale. And this is what I bought at Hobby Lobby. Now I did have some pretty I love this yarn in my hand, but it was not on sale, and you know I just can't bring myself to buy it. However, I did have a 40% off coupon on one regular priced item, and that's why I bought this. Now the regular price on this was, if you can see it, $9.49. I used my 40% off coupon, and it came out to be $6.09. So for $6, even if I find out that I can't nook, I won't be too heartbroken, and I'll end up with 3 pretty neat looking crochet hooks too. Now when I gave nooking a try, I used my Tunisian crochet hooks, and this is the kind that I have. Now this design once upon a time had a name in the US and a different name in the UK. So I couldn't remember what it was, and I pulled it up on Knit Picks, which is where I bought it before, and neither of those names is being used. They call it the rainbow hook. Now you've got a choice. You can buy the regular kind of hook. They're a dream to work with. I mean, they really are smooth, and I like them a lot. I just wish the head was a little pointier. I like the Susan Bates pointy head, but they're very nice to work with as a regular crochet hook. But the way it works is you take a regular cable, like for interchangeable knitting needles, one of these, which is what I had these for some knitting needles, were recommended to me by Bruno and Aaron. And they're wonderful needles, but my hands can't work them. But you take the little end off, and then you can just plug it in here. And so you end up with a whole bunch of different size Tunisian hooks. So the deal was this, is when you nook this method, which is crocheting, you're knitting with a crochet hook, essentially, hence nook, get it? So what you do is you work the yarn and you pull it down here, and then you flip it. You turn it and you slide it back, or so, I don't remember, but the whole thing is that this is not nearly as flexible as these little cords. So I'm hoping that it was awkward for me and I couldn't do it simply because I did not have the proper tool. But I also can see where it might be tricky, like that crazy knitting, how sometimes you go into the stitch from this direction instead of this direction, and I may not be coordinated enough, but my heart won't be broken if I fail, because I got 40% off the original price. So I'll keep you posted on my progress. Okay, so I just got all settled on the couch, pulled out my book that came with the Nook, and it says Nook Prep down here. Thread any one of the 3 colored cords through the hole at the end of the nook. Gently pull the cord so that blah blah blah. Okay, so I have my hook. There is a hole. See the hole? But the thread, the cord is too fat. It won't fit in the hole. So now I got to figure out how to get it through there. That's the beginning of my experience with nooking. Alright, I did it. I stuffed that sucker through there with a seam ripper. Okay, so here's the result of my practice piece. Well, first of all, this yarn has like little specks of color, and also I didn't want it to confuse anybody, but this is doing the knitting stitch on both sides, so that actually gives you the garter stitch. And it's pretty good. I see some tension issues there, but for my first go, I'm going to pat myself on the back. Now, right here at the very beginning, I was inserting the hook into the loop from left to right, as they tell you to do. And I got to looking at that, and I just didn't think that was necessary. And as you can see, I'm doing it from right to left as you would in regular crochet, and it worked just fine, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Then here, let's see what was going on here. I started experimenting with purling, and that wasn't so great, but here is where I would knit on one side and purl on the other, which is your basic stockinette. See, it rolls just like real stockinette does. Well, it is real knitting. You're doing knitting. You're just doing it in a different way. So I did pretty well with that. And then I went back and practiced some more garter, and I don't know what I was doing here, but anyway, it's getting better. And then I went back and was practicing some stockinette, apparently with a cat on my lap. So yeah, I like this experience. I think I need more practice, of course, but I feel much more comfortable with the crochet hook and this long cord than I do with needles.